In this video, our primary focus will be on exploring the intricate details of pharyngeal arch 3. This particular topic holds great significance in the study of developmental biology and anatomy. By delving into the depths of pharyngeal arch 3, we aim to unravel its complexities and shed light on its various components and functions. Throughout the video, we will embark on a comprehensive journey, discussing the structural elements, embryological origins, and evolutionary implications associated with pharyngeal arch 3. By providing in-depth explanations and visual aids, we hope to enhance your understanding of this crucial aspect of human genetics. So, let's begin this educational exploration together and uncover the remarkable aspects of pharyngeal arch 3, along with pharyngeal arch 3. We will discuss, third, pharyngeal cleft, and third, pharyngeal pouch. Moving forward, the third, pharyngeal arch, and fourth pharyngeal arch form in the 5th week. The third, pharyngeal arch, and fourth, pharyngeal arch, are considerably smaller than the first, pharyngeal arch, and second, pharyngeal arch. Let's start with third pharyngeal arch. This is the location of third pharyngeal arch. Now, third pharyngeal arch contains its own connective tissue, muscle, nerve cell precursors, and blood vessels. So, here is connective tissue, then aortic arch 3, then cranial nerve 9, and muscle cells. Now, let's discuss the structures, such as bones, muscles, nerves, and blood supply, or arteries, formed from third pharyngeal arch. Now, let's discuss the bones given rise by third pharyngeal arch. So, the connective tissue element of the third arch will become greater horn of the hyoid bone, and the lower part of body of the hyoid bone. The hyoid bone is a horseshoe-shaped bone located in the neck, situated between the chin and the thyroid cartilage. It is the only bone in the human body that does not articulate with any other bone. Instead, it is suspended in the neck by a network of muscles and ligaments. Now, let's discuss the muscles given rise by third pharyngeal arch. So, the muscles given rise by third pharyngeal arch is stylopharyngeus muscle. Do you know what is stylopharyngeus muscle? Well, the stylopharyngeus muscle is a long, slender muscle located in the throat, specifically in the pharynx region. It is one of the muscles associated with the pharyngeal arches, specifically the third pharyngeal arch. The stylopharyngeus muscle arises from the styloid process, which is a bony projection located on the temporal bone of the skull. Now, let's discuss the nerve given rise by third pharyngeal arch, glossopharyngeal nerve, which is cranial nerve 9. So, glossopharyngeal nerve is given rise by third pharyngeal arch. Do you know what is glossopharyngeal nerve? Well, the glossopharyngeal nerve, also known as cranial nerve 9. It is one of the 12 pairs of cranial nerves that originate from the brain. It is a mixed nerve, meaning it contains both sensory and motor fibers. And it serves several important functions related to the throat, tongue, and other structures in the head and neck region. Now, let's discuss the blood supply given rise by third pharyngeal arch. As we have discussed in our video on arterial system, common carotid artery, and the first part of the internal carotid artery are given rise by third pharyngeal arch. Now, let's make mnemonic to memorize structures such as bones, muscles, nerve, and blood supply, or arteries, formed from the third pharyngeal arch. If we talk about bones given rise by third pharyngeal arch, so the connective tissue element of the third arch will become greater horn of the hyoid bone, and the lower part of body of the hyoid bone, and the muscles given rise by third pharyngeal arch is stylopharyngeus muscle. Now you can memorize them using a mnemonic. Giraffe has a larger body and eats sweet potatoes. G in giraffe indicates towards. Greater H in has indicates towards. Horn of hyoid bone, L in lower, indicates towards. Larger, B in body, indicates towards. Body of the hyoid bone, S and P in sweet potatoes, indicates towards. Stylopharyngeus. Now, moving to the mnemonic. For the arteries given rise by third pharyngeal arch, we can memorize it using a mnemonic. As we know that aortic arch 3 becomes common carotid artery and proximal part of the internal carotid artery, as we are talking about third aortic arch. So, C is the third alphabet, and C for carotid. Now moving towards the third pharyngeal cleft. This is the location of third pharyngeal cleft. We have discussed that. Like other pharyngeal clefts, third pharyngeal cleft is separating the pharyngeal arch externally. And we also know that the pharyngeal cleft has an ectodermal surface. Before moving into details of third pharyngeal cleft, recall the important point that was discussed in our previous video about the first pharyngeal cleft, and that key point was that cleft 1 is only cleft of any embryological importance in humans. Cleft 1 is present in week 5. Cleft 1 will form the external ear canal. The other clefts largely disappear. So, the third pharyngeal cleft is incorporated into the cervical sinus and eventually obliterated. Let's understand it. Rapid growth of the second arch creates isolation of the second pharyngeal cleft, third pharyngeal cleft, and fourth pharyngeal cleft, forming a structure called the cervical sinus. This cervical sinus is lined with ectodermal epithelia. With further growth, this sinus normally disappears entirely. The ectoderm of the sinus is eventually involved in the epithelial cells of Hassel's corpuscles, found in the thymus gland. So, what is Hassel's corpuscle? Well, Hassel's corpuscles, also known as thymic corpuscles or thymic medullary epithelial cells. These are unique structures found within the medulla of the thymus gland. The exact function of Hassel's corpuscles is not fully understood, but they are believed to play a role in the maturation and selection of T cells within the thymus. It is thought that these structures contribute to the establishment of immunological self-tolerance. Now, let's discuss the third pharyngeal pouch. This is the location of third pharyngeal pouch. As we have discussed that, like other pharyngeal pouches, third pharyngeal pouch is separating the pharyngeal arch internally, and the pharyngeal pouch has an endodermal surface. The third pharyngeal pouch can be split into a ventral wing and a dorsal wing. Cells of the ventral parts of the left and right third pharyngeal arches come together and migrate caudally to form the majority of the thymus gland. The cells of the dorsal part of the third pharyngeal pouch differentiate into parathyroid gland cells in the 6th week and migrate with the cells of the thymus gland to descend into the neck. These cells will form the inferior parathyroid gland. In short, ventral wing of third pharyngeal pouch forms thymus gland, and the dorsal wing of third pouch forms inferior parathyroid gland cells. Before moving to dysmorphologies, let's revise the key points. You need to remember. You can memorize the structures such as bones, muscles, nerves, and blood supply or arteries form from third pharyngeal arch. Using these mnemonics, moving to third pharyngeal cleft. The third pharyngeal cleft is incorporated into the cervical sinus and eventually obliterated. Now, moving to third pharyngeal pouch. So, the third pharyngeal pouch can be split into a ventral wing and a dorsal wing. Ventral wing of third pharyngeal pouch forms thymus gland, and the dorsal wing of third pouch forms inferior parathyroid gland cells. In the upcoming video, our main focus will be on exploring the fascinating subject of dysmorphologies that are associated with the pharyngeal arches. The pharyngeal arches hold immense significance in the developmental processes of various structures within the head and neck region. When abnormalities or malformations occur within these arches, they can give rise to a diverse array of dysmorphologies or congenital anomalies.
From medical students to seasoned professionals, sqadia.com offers engaging and dynamic content for your educational journey.